Hey guys, welcome back. It's me, Brima, and today I'm going to be looking at some of my old acting clips. And I kind of don't know what brought this on. I just needed more content ideas, and I was like, wait a minute, I'm just gonna react to my old stuff. Sit down and watch TV. That's what I do on a daily basis. Why not just do that? And you guys, I'm taking this real seriously. I'm not playing games. I'm judging myself hard in this video. So, if he sucks, whoever this kid is, he's not coming to Hollywood. I already have my business casual top on and I have my glasses right here. It's giving personal assistant, secretary, sleeping with my boss for the money but catching feelings on the side. But I'm not gonna lie, y'all, if I could be anybody's secretary or personal assistant, it would be Roy from Beauty in Black. That man. The amount of times I've had to pause the show and just see, even the microphone had to faint. Just crazy, y'all. It's insane. I love that man. Okay guys, so the first video is basically my comedic monologue for my college audition for Texas State. This was my pre-screen, and that was a crazy time. This setup that you see right here was basically what I filmed with, and it took up a good 90% of my room and 10% was my bed. It was so hard to walk around, but hey, a brother got into school, so obviously I was doing something right. But let's see. Hello, my name is Brima, and today I'll be performing a monologue from I and You by Lauren Gunderson. Thank you. Your mom just gave me cookies! And she said that you were in your room, and she said I should just come up. Okay. I'm Anthony, which I might have mentioned, and I have our assignment for American Lit, which she was supposed to email you about, but I didn't hear back from you, so finally, like an idiot, I just came over in person, which people still do. So please, can you pitch in or at least sign the poster so it looks like we work together? There is no scheme. There is a guy with a snack. And there is an email, and you should check it and maybe find some super clear information. I'm sorry you're sick, and I'm sorry you're impossible, but you can take your small dog rage and put it on YouTube, because I actually don't have time for this. Oh my God, girls are awful. Thank you. Okay, that was really good. That was a very good start that I had. I would say one of obviously that's the clip that the first clip in my channel intro comes from, because I just love how I threw down that flannel during that breakdown. But there was a lot of stuff that went into this monologue, and I think that this is one of my best ever self-tapes, because I'm really not a self-tape person. I'd rather just go into the in-person audition and just captivate you while I'm standing in front of you. But there was a lot of cool stuff going on here. I think one of the smart things I'm doing here is kind of I guess using the rules of threes, and then with the came over in person, which people still do, that was really cool. But then also I the smelling the armpits thing, that's not in the script of I and You. I just added that. That was a choice that I made, and it was really cool. And when I showed my director this monologue originally, he was like, it's cool, but you need to build up more. So every time, I'm trying to get this girl, Carolyn, to do her part of the project, it's I'm doing one thing, being friendly, and then that's not working. So then I think the guy with the snap was trying to seduce her. So all of those tactic shifts, and then I still don't get what I want. And that's where that breakdown comes from. So yeah, let's check out this next clip, which is basically footage from my first ever show. It was called Stop in the Name of Love. And I guess it was a Christmas play that took place at a bus stop with random people, civilians, couples, mother and son, random people coming together at this bus stop and just discussing topics of love. And yeah, this was written by my first director. She wrote it, and yeah, so let's get into it.
Take your old geezer side.
Who you call a geezer? Papa. Sorry, Mama.
Yep, we need some color.
What's she doing there? What she got in
was the first ever show, and like, I mean, I was seeing certain things like elements of like evidence of active listening. Like, you know, I was kind of paying attention to what was going on. But y'all, the crazy thing about that was, since that was my first show and I was really just now, you know, dipping my toes into theater, I literally was struggling to memorize my lines. And I don't know if I was actually like not going home and trying to memorize that shit. My theater teacher's like, I don't know what you want me to do. So, you know, the show is coming up, and I had the idea, since I was like a Black Panther fan at the time, and I basically got like a Black Panther comic cover, and you can kind of see it in the video, and I just put like all of my lines inside of like the comic. So as I'm sitting there, you guys literally just saw I had the comic. I'm literally just like reading it like, oh, this is that next part. And then I'll just put it down and I'll say what I gotta say, and then I open up the thing again. Here it is. R.I.P. Chadwick Boseman. But like, yeah, literally all of my lines were just up in this thing highlighted. And like, I don't know, the way I mark up my scripts now is way different. Like, you know, I highlight my cue lines in green, my lines are yellow, the blocking is orange, emotional beats pink. Like, it's kind of crazy. And I wish I could say that was the last time I did that, but there was another timey-wimey where I was like a child reading a book. I don't know why that's the pattern with that, but I opened up the book and I just memorized like my cues while on stage the day of the show, which, y'all, I promise I don't do that anymore. But yeah, but I do miss everyone from middle school theater. Some of these people I still go to school with, I just don't talk to anymore, because, you know, it's like, it's kind of different now. But like, yeah, some of my like favorite memories come from like this experience in this show. So yeah, and I'm glad I kept doing it, because obviously, you know, I got better, and like my voice was so like squeaky and all of that stuff. I'm like, oh my gosh, almost what, 18-20 shows later, I'm a unk. I'm a theater unk, y'all. So guys, this next video is basically a monologue that I had to do for my theater class that I'm in. And I chose, I guess, a monologue from one of the characters from Angels in America. I think this is Louis or Luis, I'm not sure, y'all. I'm so sorry. That's like a great American play, but I don't know. And I really don't know what happened to the video, because it looks like it was recorded on a baked potato, but y'all finna see. I kind of ate this up. I don't know. Hello, my name is Brima, and today I'll be doing a monologue from Angels in America by Tony Kushner. Thank you. Why do I look like that? What the fuck? I don't know what's wrong with me. I guess I thought maybe I could handle this, but I can't. People do, right? People stay. They suffer beside their lovers, they hold their hand, they cry with them, they watch them waste away. But I can't. I thought I could be that person, but I can't. I'm not strong enough. I'm weak. I'm scared. And every time I look at you, I see my own fear, my own death. And it's easier to run. It's easier to leave you here than to face what's happening to the both of us. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, but I can't stay. I can't. Thank you. Okay guys, that was actually pretty solid. I would say that like throughout the video, I kind of noticed like whenever I was getting emotional, I did a lot of say what I gotta say. And another thing, and I'm not gonna lie, that was probably like my 30th time filming the video, because I think like at the time my theater teacher wanted us to like say exactly what was on the paper, or it was something like that. But like, it's crazy because like I'm saying this stuff like in a hospital room to my sick boyfriend, and I saw at the beginning of it, I kind of like looked at him, like I saw him laying in the hospital bed, so that was pretty good because you want to like know where you are before you start your monologue. but like I looked like I was the sick one. I don't know what was going on that day. I think maybe it's just the camera quality, because y'all see this melanin right now. Y'all see it. Y'all see it right now. No shade to me, but like that's the second time I done seen that same flannel in a audition flick. I don't know what it is. I think I was just wearing it to school that day. I don't know if maybe I would have done a more of a build up now in the monologue, like today, present day. But like it seemed as if I was really sitting in the emotions, but like I know that if you do that for too long, the audience doesn't care. So I think maybe a more build up to that. I can't stay apart, because that's you admitting like you're gonna leave your boyfriend who has like, you know, the HIV or AIDS virus there to die. And I think that's, you know, that's very heavy. So guys, basically this next clip is the dramatic monologue that I did after the comedic monologue for my pre-screen audition. Or is it just pre-screen? I really don't know all this stuff, y'all. Hello, my name is Brima, and today I'll be performing a monologue from Skeleton Crew by Dominique Morisseau. Thank you. Do what? Prove something? Won't matter. Once you got your mind made up about me, you got your mind made up. What I'm supposed to do? Change it? Convince you I'm not the shit that you done already convinced yourself that I am? That's supposed to be my burden? My job? Huh? Fuck that. Nigga always on me about something. Always treating me like I'm up to no good, like I ain't got a righteous bone in my body. Won't matter why I do what I do or what my intentions are. Won't matter what kind of plans I got or what I'm trying to build. You got your mind made up that I'm shit and you just waiting for proof. So go on then. Open the locker. Get your goddamn proof. But don't ask me to volunteer for this shit. Just do what you gotta do. Thank you. Ooh, okay, y'all. That was a pretty bold one. That's really interesting. I noticed, like, I know at the time, like, I said to myself, if I'm gonna do all of this, like, you know, big movements for the comedic monologue where I'm talking to the girl at, like, her room, then I'm gonna try to keep myself more physically grounded and, like, realism. And I think that worked really well, but I still noticed a lot of, like, head bobbing, and I know I tend to do that. And I think that out of the two monologues, this was probably my weaker one in my opinion, but I know before my audition came up, I worked on that thing so hard because I knew like that was the one that like would help me show my contrast. But this was the pre-screen, so when I got a callback and I went in for the callback, I did this same dramatic monologue since it was kind of like in a 1-minute range. So I worked on it more. I think I developed more of a sense of like maturity for this thing. And y'all, let me tell you this. When we were in San Marcos for the audition at Texas State, something crazy happened right before I went in for my audition. So basically, this Texas State is like, you know, like maybe a good 10-minute drive from the hotel we were staying at. So we did a tour of the school in the morning, and then I came back to the hotel to change for my audition. Mind you, San Marcos, I did not see a lot of black people that weekend that we were there for my audition. Like, there was like maybe 2 black people at the Walmart I went to. And like, just overall, I really didn't see a lot of melanin, a lot of chocolate. So I was kind of like, oh, okay. So basically, as I'm at the hotel elevator waiting for the doors to open, the doors open up and it's these 2 white people. It's this white guy and this white girl. And I think maybe it was his girlfriend or something, but they walk out of the elevator. And as they're walking away, I hear, "Love that chicken from Popeyes." I was like, what? And like in my brain, like I've never had like a racist experience, at least like, you know, in my face racism, not like systemic or like, you know, so I was like, that was crazy. And this monologue is like kind of, you know, centered around the idea of like systemic racism and, you know, looking at black men and kind of assuming them for the worst. And I feel like that experience right before I went in for my audition with that particular monologue definitely gave me like the boost I needed to really kind of connect with the material more. But that was crazy. So y'all, I don't know when I go to Texas State if I'm gonna be experiencing more, but I heard there's a lot of black people at Texas State, so hopefully I'll be with the people. And with that monologue, I had kind of already like learned that just because you're angry doesn't mean that you have to yell. So I was definitely trying to find other ways of expressing my feelings. And I think after I say, you know, that's supposed to be my job, my burden, fuck that, I had like an emotional shift from like, you know, defensive anger to more like showing how hurt I was. And even though when I showed my director the monologue, he was like, it needs to be anger, 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 and you need to be yelling, I knew in my heart, I was like, that's not where I want to take this monologue. So I kind of took his advice with like a grain of salt, and I ended up doing it my way, and the results were good. So guys, this next monologue or clip, I guess, is me performing at my main stage callback for the Texas Thespian Convention. And this one's on my Instagram page for anyone to watch, but I just kind of hate looking at it. Like, I'm just like, like this is old acting. I didn't know anything. Just hearing my voice and, you know, seeing myself make choices that I wouldn't make now. I need to stop, you know, shitting on myself, because obviously if I got a superior rating from all 3 of my judges, it had to be some form of good, right? I'll be performing Booth's monologue from Top Dog Underdog by Susan Lori Parks and Guy's monologue from Blues for an Alabama Sky by Pro Plage.
You know what Mom told me when she was packing to leave? He was at school that day. You got up that morning, sat down in your regular place, and read the cereal box while Dad read the sports section. Mom brought you your toast, and then you got on the damn school bus because you didn't have the sense to do nothing else. You were so into your own, you didn't have the sense to feel nothing else going on. I had the sense to go back because I was feeling something going on. I was feeling something changing. She was putting her stuff in bags. She had all of them nice suitcases, but she was putting her stuff in bags. Packing up. She told me to look out for you. I told her that I was the little brother and the big brother should look out for the little brother. She just said it again. That I should look out for you. Yeah? So who is gonna look out for me? Not like you care. Here I am, interested in an economic opportunity, willing to work hard, willing to take risks, and all you can say, all you can tell me is how you don't do no more of what I've been wanting to do. Here I am, trying to earn a living, and you're standing in my way. You're standing in my way, Link. Ugh!
Well, okay. That was, yeah. Like, I kind of winced at the beginning because I was like, I'm hearing my own voice when I was younger. But like, that was pretty solid. And yeah, I think I enjoyed how I got more vulnerable towards the end. If I would really change anything now, it would be like, in terms of like the formatting, I guess, it would be just to do my more lighter piece first and then my other piece second. Because I did 2 dramatic pieces, but you know, this one's more, I guess, you know, sharper around the edges. And I think I would have did that second with the one that was more like softer before. So it's like you're drawn in and then you're like, ooh. And one thing I really love, or kind of like, oh, okay, was the transition that I did from that monologue to the second one. So now guys, we're about to watch the second monologue that I did, and this second one is way more, I guess, softer, flamboyant, still dramatic, but it's more of like, I guess, a memory monologue instead of like an active monologue that you're playing an objective. So it can be kind of a snooze fest, which is why nowadays I kind of stay away from picking those pieces, but back then I didn't know any better.
When I first met Angel at Miss Lily's, she was already saving up her getaway money. She had all her little coins and crumpled up dollar bills all knotted up in someone's great big silk handkerchief. She was heading up to Harlem as fast as she could get there, and she believed in it so hard. I believed in it too. So I got my own little white silk handkerchief and started putting those coins in every day and counting them every night. And I'd be lying there with my eyes closed, letting those old men touch me wherever they felt like. it didn't matter. Because in my mind, I was stomping out the Savoy. But I never told Angel. I just kept my ears open so when she was ready to make a move, I'd be ready too. One of the girls came and told me she was leaving one night late. So I packed my suitcase and met her at the train station. She was happy to see me, but she sure would have left without me. Angel don't like to say goodbye. Thank you.
Okay, so like I said, you know, that was a very more softer, delicate. I kind of don't know if I was going for like a dialect thing because I think, you know, the character I was, you know, performing was like from like Savannah, but you know, this took place during like the Harlem Renaissance. So, you know, I love this show. And yeah, I think it was a really good contrast now that I'm watching it. That was actually my first time watching it in like 2 good years because when I posted it on my Instagram, I kind of just posted it and I like didn't watch it. Just kind of like, okay, here y'all go because y'all think it's good, but personally, I don't know. And contrary to what I was saying about how, you know, monologues where you're telling a story can be kind of boring, I actually was like, you know, drawn in the entire time, you know, by myself. And I don't know if that's because, you know, it's me, but like, you know, I was like, okay, I can get down with this. I'm not gonna lie, y'all, I bought this mic you see here from, I think, like DD's Discounts. And I was over here thinking, okay, I'm gonna use this for my next YouTube video because I already have these mics as well. But I opened the thing up today, I set it up, look at this big ass cord. It wasn't even plugged in, y'all. I just had it there for aesthetics, for decor. Tell me what phone am I gonna plug this in? Like, this is not fitting in here, y'all. Like, look.
You can't fuck that little dog. That is rape.
Like, seriously, you can't fuck that little ass dog. And it's so nice too. Like, tell me you didn't see this at the beginning of the video and you're like, oh yeah, we finna get into it. Like, not once did I actually like lean into this to talk. Like, I literally just had this there. But yeah, I've definitely had a lot of growth since I like first started. So I'm glad I was able to kind of like look back on all of this stuff and just say like, wow. But I want to know, out of all of the clips we watched today, did you guys have a favorite? Because personally for me, it's the first one. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe, the whole 9 yards. I do have some more clips, so if you guys want a part 2, let me know. I'll see y'all in my next video. Thank you for watching. Bye. Hey y'all. It's me, Brima. Why am I out of breath already? 10-minute drive from the hotel we were staying at, because we actually live in Houston. And I don't know if I should have said that. And basically, as I'm leaving from the hotel, basically, as I'm at the hotel, damn. If I could be anyone's secretary, personal assistant, anybody, it would be Roy from It would be Roy from damn. So yeah, y'all, that was pretty much don't need this shit. I'll see you guys again with my next So basically, as I'm at the